How would I describe my ideal female character? Well, I mean, a lot of this stuff is obvious for anything. Like, she should definitely be smart and intelligent, be able to think on her feet. She should be goal-oriented, but also know when to cut loose and have fun. She should care about her family, but also not be afraid to put her own needs above theirs. Well, she should definitely enjoy eating, that's a must. And she should also be a 23-foot-long Cretaceous predator. Hey everybody, welcome back to Tanner's Books and Beyond, where today we'll be looking at Raptor Red by Robert T. Bakker. Quite an interesting novel, considering it is essentially the biography of a dinosaur. The story follows the titular Utah raptor as she migrates to a new hunting area following the death of her mate. There, she is reunited with her long-lost sister, and she begins helping her hunt as well as care for her chicks. Shortly thereafter, they're joined by a young male Utah raptor who begins courting Raptor Red in the hopes of becoming her mate. From then on, the raptors and their chicks become a loose-knit pack, but the lot of drama stems from the fact that Raptor Red has competing instincts inside her animal brain, because on the one hand, she wants to protect her sister's children, because they will be able to pass on the genes of her own family, but on the other hand, she wants to pass on her own personal genes herself, and to do that, she needs to be able to mate with her young male. And of course, the male and the sister are always clashing because the male sees the chicks as a threat to him having his own children with Raptor Red, and there's a lot of family drama, but it is cast in this prehistoric, dinosaurian, animal instinct, purely evolutionary-driven tapestry. Along with the Utah raptor drama, we also get glimpses into the minds of other prehistoric creatures. For example, there's an elder pterodactyl that follows the pack around to scavenge off of their kills, as well as just to see what happens with their family dynamic. We also get glimpses into larger predator dinosaurs and plant-eating dinosaurs, and even some chapters that focus on a mother crocodile or a turtle trying to lay her eggs, or even a primitive mammal. So it really creates this snapshot of what the early Cretaceous could have been like. The whole thing very much reads like a nature documentary on the Discovery Channel. There is a narration, but it is only to clarify what the animals are thinking or what they would be thinking if they thought like us. Though the fact is they are animals, and all of their thoughts are based on survival and bringing the next generation into the world. So they have completely different morals from us, and most of the narration is just trying to get us to understand their way of thinking and why they make the decisions they do, or even if they can be called decisions, because sometimes it's simply driven by instinct. Now, obviously, this can't be 100% scientifically accurate, because as far as I know, no one knows exactly what happened in prehistoric times. I could be wrong. There could be something crazy out there, but the general public knows that we know very little. However, Robert T. Bakker, the author, is a paleontologist. In fact, he was a consultant for Jurassic Park when it was first being made. And you can tell that a lot of thought and a lot of research went into this book and how all of the animals would act and react to their changing environments. And that is one of the themes in the book, is how animals have to change and adapt and react to everything around them in order to evolve into the species that we know them to be today. And a lot of this stuff is simply based off of how animals act in our modern world and placed onto dinosaur personalities, but I don't think it's that far of a stretch, because in the environment, there are always going to be certain niches that need to be filled, and it makes sense that a pack predator such as lions would have filled a niche that was eventually, previously created by Utah raptor millions and millions of years ago. Now, while I didn't really find any flaws in this book, I can understand why other people may not enjoy it as much as I did, simply because there's not really any characters or character development. The only named character is Raptor Red, and that's simply her name because that's the way she thinks of herself. She is a raptor and she's red, and even then is just a humanization of her thoughts. And truly, the animals are never actually humanized. We're just given the human equivalents of what they might be thinking. There's no character development. They simply go from point A to point B, and you see struggles, and you see adventure, and you see excitement, but to a certain degree, they do not have personalities in the way that you would hope a character in a book does. Now, obviously, like I said before, this is basically a nature documentary, and in a nature documentary, you're watching it to see them in their natural environment, and that's the mindset that you need to have when going into this book. That's the mindset I had, and I enjoyed it very much, and I did find it very interesting and very exciting, but it is definitely not something you want to read if you're looking for character-driven drama. So I would definitely recommend this to anybody who likes animals or dinosaurs on a scientific level, and even if you're not quite in that audience, I'd still recommend giving it a try, just because yes, there is a lack of characterization in the creatures, but the narration is able to find ways to make the story exciting and adventurous, and there are even moments of humor and even some heartwarming times in it as well. So it is definitely would be an interesting read, but I can understand if some people are worried, because I can be a mixed bag if you're not into it as much as I would be. Well, that's everything for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, feel free to like, share, and subscribe, and if you didn't, please don't eat me. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.